There are a lot of things to look forward to this February, including a ton of great new movies to stream. And while there's always a slew of great options to choose from, there's also a few underrated and lesser-known movies that should definitely get onto your radar. Here's a look at some of the hidden gems that will be available in February. For fans of the Jumanji series, Zathura is a spin-off that blasts the action into outer space. Directed by Iron Man and The Mandalorian mastermind Jon Favreau, the 2005 adventure film adapts Chris Van Allsburg's children's book of the same name and features another group of kids getting in over their heads with a magical and mischievous board game.
Your robot is defective.
What does that mean?
It means my robot's broken.
We don't even have a robot.
Like Jumanji, the film is a wholesome action-adventure story with tons of surprises and a lot of heart. The film features Kristen Stewart in one of her earliest roles as Lisa, the older sister of two boys, Walter and Danny. She gets dragged into the mess once the boys find a game in the basement that transports their entire house into space. Without much supervision, the kids must navigate their way across the board, and the galaxy at large, as they grapple with everything from a relentless reptile alien invasion, a pesky astronaut, and parts of their house freezing people solid. You can take this one out of the box on February 1st. The late great Chris Farley stars in the 1997 martial arts comedy Beverly Hills Ninja as Haru, a man who's been raised by ninjas after being found as an orphaned baby in a treasure chest. His adoptive family has long believed in a prophecy about a child from another land arriving to become a legendary master. But when Haru grows up, it's pretty clear he is not the chosen one. Still, Haru is left to guard their temple, and while he's there alone, he meets a woman who asks him to investigate her boyfriend. This leads him on a mission to Los Angeles, where he gets caught up in a deadly gang war and a very different kind of investigation than he signed up for. Of course, as serious as that all might sound, Haru's journey produces a ton of laughs as he stumbles from one slapstick misadventure to the next. Don't let this one slip past you when it premieres on February 1st. The 2008 caper, The Bank Job, is largely based on the true story of the infamous 1971 Baker Street robbery that became the epicenter of several major conspiracy theories in London. The film gives cinematic life to several of those storylines, centering on a covert MI5 effort to retrieve some scandalous photos of a royal family member by nudging a ragtag team of criminals into committing a big bank heist. Jason Statham stars in the film as Terry, a car salesman who is convinced by his friend Martine to assemble a crew to rob a bank's safety deposit boxes. What Martine doesn't tell Terry is that she's been put up to this by MI5 in exchange for leniency for her own drug smuggling crime. And she also doesn't tell him that the real mark of the robbery is the box of damning pictures. So, the team's clever plan to tunnel their way into the safety deposit box room is just the start of this story, as the theft angers both the authorities and the criminal underworld alike. Let this one break into your queue when it arrives on February 1st. From the brilliant mind of writer-director Ava DuVernay comes Middle of Nowhere, a touching 2012 drama about what it means to put your life on pause while you wait for someone else. The film follows Ruby, a kind nurse who's working to become a doctor. But Ruby has to put her own ambitions on hold to help her husband Derek after he's arrested and sentenced to 8 years in prison. Instead of moving forward with her own dreams, Ruby dedicates her time to visiting Derek and helping him seek an earlier release from detention.
This is his first offense, okay? No priors. He's doing good time, stable home life. There's a chance.
Ruby's story is one of self-sacrifice and quiet devotion, but there's much more to this story than meets the eye. Middle of Nowhere debuts on February 11th. Paul Rudd is a walking, talking example of Murphy's Law in 2011's aptly titled comedy, Our Idiot Brother. Rudd stars as Ned, a happy-go-lucky guy who is so gullible that a policeman manages to trick him into selling him drugs while the officer is in full uniform.
$20.
Thank you.
Excellent. You're under arrest. Really? You're under arrest.
After Ned serves his jail time, he's kicked off his farm by his girlfriend Janet, and he has to couch surf at the homes of his 3 sisters, played by Elizabeth Banks, Zooey Deschanel, and Emily Mortimer. As his family struggles to deal with his particular brand of chaos, they learn some important lessons about themselves, too. Be sure to catch this sweet, charming comedy when it hits on February 26th. Ordinarily, a family's move to a lush new home to pursue a promising new job would be a dream come true. But in the 2015 action thriller No Escape, it becomes an absolute nightmare. Owen Wilson stars in the film as Jack Dwyer, a corporate executive who relocates with his wife and daughters after his company acquires a new water systems contract with a developing nation. At first, they're optimistic about this new start, but things quickly fall apart when their hotel is stormed by ruthless militiamen who have staged a coup against their prime minister and seek revenge against everyone associated with Jack's company. As the numbers of armed insurgents swell, the family's chances of escape seem next to nil. Will they make it to safety? Find out when No Escape hits on February 26th. Thanks for watching. Click the links in our video to watch more from Netflix Film Club. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest exclusive videos. Plus, hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.